money, power, and a view of the Pacific Ocean. That's the Malibu dream, right? But in Kaira Rouda's gripping psychological thriller, What the Nanny Saw, that dream is actually a suffocating nightmare built on lies, trauma, and a whole lot of stolen jewelry. We start with Lizzie, a nanny who is absolutely over her current gig. She's working for the Johnson family, dealing with entitled teenagers, and a dad who thinks a pool party with naked women is appropriate behavior while his wife day drinks in the bedroom. Lizzie isn't just burned out, she's hollowed out. She carries a dark, tragic past. Her parents died in a murder-suicide when she was 10, leaving her an orphan who obsessively craves the picture-perfect family life she lost. She doesn't just want to work for a family, she wants to be the family. She's a kleptomaniac who steals little trinkets to fill the void, and she's looking for her next host. That's when she spots Cecilia at a coffee shop. Cecilia is everything Lizzie wants to be, gorgeous, wealthy, and living in a massive Malibu mansion. But Cecilia is cracking. She's suffering from chronic back pain after a horrific accident in Paris years ago. She has a screaming newborn named Peyton, and her partner, Evan, is totally useless. Lizzie sees an opening, a desperate mother and a neglected baby, and she swoops in like a savior. She helps calm the baby, buys Cecilia a coffee, and essentially interviews for a job that doesn't exist yet. It's calculated, it's predatory, and it works perfectly. Cecilia, desperate for relief, hires Lizzie on the spot. But here's the kicker. Cecilia isn't just some trophy wife. She's a survivor. Her ex-husband, Paul, is currently in prison because he literally threw her off a rooftop in Paris to inherit her money. That's where her back injury comes from. She's paranoid, medicated, and terrified Paul will come back, which makes her the perfect victim for someone like Lizzie. Once Lizzie moves into the guest suite, the dynamic shifts fast. Lizzie is essentially the perfect nanny. Peyton loves her, the house is spotless, and she's making these delicious, healthy smoothies for Cecilia every morning. But here's the first massive red flag. Lizzie is grinding up Cecilia's pain medication and putting it in those smoothies. She's keeping Cecilia sedated, foggy, and barely functional so she can take over the role of mother. It is absolutely chilling to watch Lizzie play dress up with Cecilia's life. She starts wearing Cecilia's clothes, using her high-end makeup, and even dyes her hair blonde to match Cecilia's. She creates a secret social media account called Malibu Trad Wife, posting photos of herself with Peyton and the mansion, pretending this is her life. It's single white female meets the hand that rocks the cradle, and the audacity is off the charts. Meanwhile, Cecilia kicks Evan out because she catches him cheating with an assistant. This leaves a vacuum that Lizzie is all too happy to fill. Lizzie starts secretly meeting up with Evan, playing the sympathetic ear. She manipulates him, feeding him lies about how unstable Cecilia is, how she's neglecting Peyton, and how she's basically an unfit mother. Evan, who is kind of a gullible doofus, eats it up. He starts falling for Lizzie, thinking she's this wholesome, caring woman, completely unaware that she's wearing his ex's stolen bra and plotting to steal his child. The tension ramps up when Paul, the psycho ex-husband, gets released from prison early. This is Cecilia's worst nightmare. She starts getting threatening texts from unknown numbers. Dead rats show up in her pool. She feels like she's being watched. And the worst part? She can't trust her own mind because Lizzie is gaslighting her so hard. Lizzie steals items from the house, jewelry, mementos, and when Cecilia notices they're gone, Lizzie acts like Cecilia just misplaced them in her drug-induced haze. It's psychological warfare. Cecilia tries to sell an office building she bought for Evan's business just to get liquid cash, planning to run away, but she's trapped in a fog of exhaustion. Then, the unthinkable happens. Cecilia wakes up from a drug-heavy nap to find the crib empty. Peyton is gone. This scene is gut-wrenching. The panic is visceral as Cecilia tears the house apart, screaming for her baby. The police arrive, but because Cecilia looks like a mess and admits her ex is a convicted killer, it's chaotic. Then she gets a call from Paul. He claims he has the baby and demands a ransom. Desperate, Cecilia transfers $500,000 to him instantly. But here's the twist that makes you want to throw the book across the room. Paul doesn't have the baby. He just saw an opportunity to rob her blind and took it. He taunts her on the phone, laughing that he tricked her, and hangs up. It is devastating. Cecilia is broken, believing her baby is lost forever. But Lizzie isn't sitting idle. She's playing both sides. She's acting the concerned nanny while secretly meeting Evan. And this is where the story takes a wild turn. Evan reveals that he knows where the baby is. It wasn't Paul. It wasn't a random kidnapper. It was Evan's overbearing mother, Marion. Marion, convinced by Paul's lies during prison visits that Cecilia was a danger to the child, used a Wi-Fi jammer to disable the security system, snuck in while Cecilia was passed out, and kidnapped her own granddaughter to save her. It's absolute madness. Lizzie, seeing a chance to be the hero and cement her bond with Evan, helps facilitate the return of the baby. She convinces Cecilia not to tell the cops about Marion to spare the family drama, promising to bring Peyton back quietly. This leads to the final showdown at the back gate of the mansion in the fog. It's atmospheric and tense. Lizzie expects a tearful reunion where she's hailed as the savior. Instead, the fog lifts on Cecilia and she is done being a victim. She has figured it out. All of it. She confronts Lizzie through the iron bars of the gate. She reveals she found Lizzie's stash of stolen goods, the jewelry, the photos, the empty pill bottles used to drug her. She knows about the fake Instagram account. She knows Lizzie is dating Evan, and she is furious. Cecilia goes full mama bear, telling Lizzie that if she ever comes near Peyton again, she will destroy her. She threatens to turn Lizzie, Evan, and Marion in for kidnapping and theft if they don't disappear immediately. Lizzie, realizing her house of cards has collapsed, hands the baby over. But she isn't repentant. As she walks away with Evan, she's already spinning a new narrative in her head. She's convinced that Cecilia is still unfit, that she and Evan are the true parents Peyton deserves. The book ends with Cecilia packing up her house, planning to move to a secret location to escape Paul and the toxicity of Malibu. She's scarred but stronger, finally clear-headed. However, the final chapter stays with Lizzie. She's in a cheap motel, not defeated, but plotting. She's delusional, believing this is just a setback. She still has the photos, she still has Evan, and she still believes she's destined to be the Malibu Trad Wife. She sends a text implying she's not done, leaving us with the chilling realization that monsters like Lizzie don't stop. They just pivot. This story is a wild ride about the facades we build and what happens when they crumble. It makes you question how well you know the people you let into your home. Lizzie wanted a life that wasn't hers so badly she was willing to drug a woman and steal her child to get it. It's a terrifying look at envy and obsession. So, what do you think? Was Cecilia too trusting? Or was Lizzie just that good of a manipulator? And do you think Evan is a victim here, or is he just as culpable for ignoring all the red flags? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this recap, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more thrillers that will keep you up at night.